The Young and the Restless recap for Tuesday, January 14, 2025. Chelsea drinks, Nick thinks, and an alliance sinks. I will explain everything. Never miss this video. Please subscribe to the channel. Victoria was ordering a double dirty martini with extra olives when Chelsea ran into her at the jazz club. She accepted Victoria's invitation to have a drink with her. When Victoria revealed that she had heard what transpired between her, Billy, and Adam, Chelsea was taken aback. Victoria remarked, "I'm a pretty decent listener if you want to talk about it." Chelsea admitted that she was just as culpable as Adam for what transpired. Victoria said she wouldn't pass judgment since things happen. She went on to say that although she had previously had problems with Adam, she had noticed many improvements in him in the last 12 months. Victoria pointed out that Adam and Chelsea's relationship was only going to grow closer because of the work they had been doing with Connor and his OCD. If they reconciled, nobody would be shocked, she assured Chelsea. Chelsea heaved a deep breath. Chelsea observed that Victor was now also promoting the cause. She reminded Victoria that although it wasn't her and Adam's narrative, her reunion with Cole over their child was a lovely one. Given their past, Chelsea believed she and Adam should never be together again. Although Chelsea made it clear to her and Adam that their relationship would be entirely platonic and that she would have her own place, she acknowledged that Adam wanted her to relocate to the ranch. And Victoria didn't think it was a horrible idea. Chelsea clarified that it made sense for Connor to ask her to move into the ranch. Victoria believed that if she were in Chelsea's shoes, she would be just as dedicated to Connor as Chelsea was. When Chelsea stated that she couldn't imagine Billy wanting to go to the ranch and co-parent with her, they chuckled. Victoria was asked by Chelsea what she thought about relocating to the ranch. Victoria remarked, "I think you're a good influence on Adam." Chelsea didn't believe she could live with Adam, even though she knew he was stronger when he felt encouraged. Victoria clarified that by relocating to the ranch, she would be committing to Connor rather than Adam. "I don't think Adam notices the difference," Chelsea informed Victoria. Chelsea called Adam and wanted to meet him after Victoria departed. She claimed to have decided to move into the property. When Claire encountered Maria and Tessa at Crimson Lights, she inquired about Sharon's whereabouts. She informed her that although they had located the vehicle, Sharon was nowhere to be seen. The expression on Claire's face gave Maria the impression that Sharon might not be alive. Maria cried out that she was mistaken and that she would sense her mother's death. Maria recalled that Sharon had returned to her former self and that it was incomprehensible that she would disappear. If Sharon couldn't be located, it was because she didn't want to be, Claire inquired. According to Maria, Sharon wouldn't simply flee. Maria brought up the point that Sharon had just discovered that someone else was present when she believed she was responsible for Heather's murder. Thus, she would not leave now when there was a chance for her to be vindicated. The fact that Anne was in town didn't seem random to Maria. Tessa brought up Ian's claim that Victor's security detail was after him, which Claire assumed was consoling. It mattered nothing, according to Maria, because Anne was so cunning. Maria revealed that she threatened to murder him if she ever saw his face again when she spotted him in the park. Ian was at society earlier, Tessa acknowledged. Abby barred Ian from the establishment because Tessa acknowledged that he was merely attempting to irritate them. Maria was curious about Ian's exact words to her. Tessa clarified that Ian wants to make amends and check in with her. It was all lies, Maria claimed. Tessa and Claire comforted Maria because she was really unhappy over Sharon. Claire told them about Ian and the stuff Nikki had told her, but she also reminded them that Ian had been stopped and that they should expect to see him again. The anecdotes made her think of her Aunt Jordan. She continued, if Claire had to confront her again, she was unsure of how she would respond. Maria recounted how seeing Ian knocked the wind out of her. Claire said she had a similar scare earlier and told them how she heard Jordan's tea order and wondered if it was her. I swear to God, I had a PTSD flashback, Claire said. She wondered what the chances were of someone else ordering an oolong tea with a gave and half. Claire said it freaked her out so badly that she called the prison to ensure that Jordan was still locked up. Maria thought that it was good that Claire called the prison. We don't need two crazies running around, she added. Maria said she would find peace after Sharon was found and Ian was banished from their lives. In the sewer, Sharon heard Nick come in and find her. He immediately started to try and break the chain that bound her to the pipe. Sharon gushed that she knew he'd be the one to save her. As Nick tried to break the chain, he made a loud noise. Startled, Sharon snapped out of it and realized she was alone. Sharon cried, realizing that seeing Nick wasn't real. She wondered if drugs were still in her system. Sharon weakly asked herself how this could be happening. She could hear Nick's voice telling her to hold on, and he would find her. Sharon drank some water and then thought there must be something she could use to find a way out. She saw a metal rod on the stairs nearby, but it was just out of her reach. Nick came into society and saw Summer and Chance enjoying their evening. He asked if Chance had any information about Sharon's disappearance, but he didn't, so he called the station to confirm. Summer shared that Phyllis thought Sharon was just up to her games. Nick argued that Sharon was back on track and wouldn't just up and disappear like that. They all agreed that none of it makes sense. Chance thought that the car doors and windows being shut indicated she got out before it went into the river. What if Sharon was never in the car in the first place? Nick asked Chance. Chance asked Nick where he was going with that idea. Nick didn't know. Nick recounted the possibility of the scenario that Sharon could have gotten out of the car in time before it went underwater. He suggested that someone else put it there. Chance wanted to know who and why someone would do that. I don't know, but there's a lot of crazy around us, Nick said. Let's look at the sequence of events, Nick offered. He pointed out that Sharon was targeted for months. Someone tainted her meds and framed her for Heather's murder. Nick thought the same person could be behind it all, but Chance thought that was a stretch. It doesn't mean I'm wrong, Nick argued. He pointed out that someone got Sharon high on PCP, and she was confronting Heather, but someone else was in the room. Nick said they needed to consider the latest wild card. Is this your Ian Ward theory? Chance said slightly snidely, and Summer sighed. Nick pointed out that Ian was obsessed with Maria and the Newmans. Chance agreed Ian was a threat but thought it was a coincidence that he was back in town at the same time Sharon went missing. Nick said his gut said otherwise. Chance told Nick he was a witness to Ian being at society the night Sharon went missing. Nick said he could have gotten to Sharon before he and Faith arrived, but Chance thought that was speculation. He told Nick he needed a hell of a lot more than that as proof. Nick pointed out that Tessa told him that Ian had asked for a table for two that night and suggested he wasn't working alone. As Nick and Summer talked about Phyllis' New Year's vow to stop being so obsessed with Sharon, Chance gaped. Summer believed Phyllis was making an effort to change her ways, while Nick felt it was out of character. Nick questioned whether Sharon was being held captive and where she was. Nick acknowledged that he visited Ian. He clarified that he had to demand answers and look him in the eye. Chance believed Nick had made things worse. Chance angrily said, I'm trying. I want to work with you. He advised Nick to leave it to the experts. Nick was certain that identifying Ian's collaborator would be crucial to locating Sharon. Jordan noticed Ian entering the motel room through the window. At last, she said, where in the hell have you been? When he saw the coffee she had brought for him, he claimed that she had brought it more than an hour earlier and that she was upset, so she had thrown it in the plant. Jordan didn't think Ian was contributing to her portion of the plan, even though he claimed to have been out working on it. I want to know where he is and why he brought their enemies to their door, she hissed. Ian said that Nick coming by the motel room had just played into his plan. He explained that he had sent a letter to the police warning that he could be in danger of the Newmans. He added that he went to society to affirm his connection with Tessa. He tried to tell Jordan that the plan was the same, and he was also working for her benefit. Ian seemed sure that if he could win over Maria and Tessa, he'd have an all-access pass to Claire for her. He told Jordan it was a process and she needed patience. Jordan warned she wasn't going to get screwed over and was about to take matters into her own hands. I am terminating this partnership, tout de suite, she told him. Ian blamed Jordan for the Newmans being watching them and called her careless for Nick finding out about Sharon's meds being tampered. He said her new failure was unforgivable. You wanted her gone? I did exactly that, Jordan said. I wanted Sharon dead, but she isn't, is she? Ian glowered. Jordan refused to tell Ian the truth despite Ian's demands. The automobile was empty. Ian claimed to have heard Chance say, "How in hell did you handle Sharon?" Ian inquired. Jordan acknowledged that she had placed Sharon in a secure location from which she couldn't flee. Ian questioned, "You went rogue after everything I've done for you and our carefully thought-out plans." Jordan claimed that although her needs were being met, she felt constrained in their relationship. Jordan thought Ian was mansplaining and making fun of her when they started bickering. She declared that she would no longer tolerate it. By the way, one person's insurance policy can be another's loose ends, which, now that this collaboration is done, will be very helpful, Jordan stated. Ian told her she didn't mean it, but Jordan told him she was already out the door. Honey, who's going to keep you warm at night? Ian soothed. As if, Jordan sneered. Ian warned her she didn't want to turn her back on him. As a man of the cloth, I can't in good conscience know of a murder of a young woman and stay silent when I know who the killer is. Ian threatened. Jordan told him if he turned her in, she'd tell the cops where Sharon was. And every shred of evidence will put you right there, Jordan said. Ian warned Jordan if she walked out the door, there was no going back. Good luck with Maria. And have a nice life, Reverend, Jordan said as she walked out the door. Enraged, Ian yelled in frustration with clenched fists. Jordan showed up in her disguise at Crimson Lights. She requested an agave and half oolong tea. Claire bid farewell to Maria and Tessa behind her and entered the house. Claire heard Jordan say Jordan as she thanked her for her tea. Her aunt tensed up before running out the door. Hold on, Claire yelled and then ran after her. When Claire appeared behind Jordan and called her name, she had already reached the park. Jordan paused, removed her spectacles, and made a dramatic turn. She grinned and said, "Hello, kitten." "My God, it's you," Claire exclaimed in horror. "No more today. What are you thinking about this gossip today? Let us know in the comments, and stay tuned by subscribing to our channel to get more updates like this. Thank you.